Morning everyone, it's Rachel here and we are doing Medieval Mirage Monday. So let's get cracking. First of all, let me grab my piece. So this was my stitch piece. I completed it last week. So yes, I added that little piece of pom-pom. It was just flying, or what do you call it, tassel trim. I love how it turned out with the, I used a DMC, it's color 931 Perle, number 8 Perle, I think, or is it number 12? It could be number 12. And so I've stitched everything down and I measured my piece. I just grabbed my quilter's ruler. I'm going to be leaping up and down because it's a big piece, so I need to have things on the other table so that I can fit everything. But this one measures about 18.5 inches, maybe slightly bigger, 18.75 let's say, and then 9.5 tall. That's my piece. I made another 2 pieces. One was slightly bigger, longer, because I didn't use my base. So this one's very heavy. I didn't use the base in the other one because this was quite tough to stitch through. My hand was really tired, so I decided to just use this size and lay my pieces on. I'll show you. Oh, I can't show you. I've glued them down already because I needed to see how I was going to do this. But I just lay them on top of the base fabric, and then I overlapped them a couple of centimeters and pinned, and then I did invisible stitch to hold it all together, the other ones, and so they don't have the base. They're a bit thinner, which I kind of liked. Well, it was just easier to stitch really. So anyway, I measured my piece. Then I took some, what's it called? Painters, it's for painters. It's gessoed canvas. So one side is linen and one side is gessoed canvas. And I cut it to just fit inside my piece. So there's a little border. So you'll be able to see the edge of the stitching on the other side. Okay, so what we're going to do now is glue this piece onto here. And I simply use, I'm going to have a sip of coffee because I need it. And so I'm going to use my PVA glue. I ran out of my squeezy one. I found I had this tub, luckily. This is a German brand apparently, and it's pretty good PVA, so I'll just use that. Oops. And I need a brush. And you need to be, I'm going to be abundant with my glue. You might use Fabri-Tac if you have that, but I don't want it to be, oh, I think I'm just going to pour. If I pour it on, I'm going to make a mess. I know myself, but I'm going to pour some on because otherwise we'll be here till tomorrow fluffing about this. And you want to make sure you get plenty of glue. Now I'm debating, I usually when I make these do go and then stitch around the edge. I'm going to see when they dry. I'll see if I want to do that or not. So today we won't be stitching in pages. We'll do all of the putting the pages together next week because we've got to choose other things to go in with the pages. It's not just the straight kit. And so today we're just going to construct the cover. But I do like doing these covers. I used to do quite a lot of journals made in this way, but I did machine stitch it all. This time I hand stitched and I really enjoyed it. It was very relaxing. I really didn't have to think about it too much because I just did one color around the edge of the fabrics, and then I let me just pour a little bit more. And this is just the thickness, straight from the thing, so it's pretty thick. What was I saying? Yeah, I didn't have to think about it. It was very relaxing because I only did one color around the edge of things as my sort of decorative stitching to hold them down. And so I really didn't, it was just very relaxing. Okay, that's a good amount of glue. So then we're going to take our cover. Doesn't matter at this point which is up and which is down. I'm just going to stick that in there. Hopefully it doesn't stick to anything. Don't you stick to anything, you silly thing. Okay. Oh, what I wanted to do was I put paper down because that way I can just tear it up. Or will I? No, I don't want to leave it there. Maybe I'll put another piece of paper over the top because then I need to glue my, oh no, I don't need to. Okay, let's get rid of this. That's it. Look how easy that is. Just get to no mess. And then I might get a bit of mess, but not a huge amount. Okay, so then I'm going to grab my piece and I'm going to start putting it down. I found it easiest, hopefully actually what I did was I lay this down, did my lining up, excuse me, and then I flipped it over and started pressing down. So I'm going to line it up there. I think that's about pretty good. And then I held this and flipped it over. So that way, because you want to get it all pressed out. Now this one's slightly different feeling to the other ones because this one had the backing, whereas I could feel the glue, the fabrics going down on the other one because it was only one layer. This one I can't. But just in case it needs to swoosh over here a bit more, that's why I didn't push it all down straight away. But it's not hard. You just got to, I need to actually see there, I need to stitch that. But as I said, I probably will end up going, see how easy that was? Except I need to stick this because this is a bit bumpy here where the, doesn't matter, I don't mind all of this. I'm happy with all of that, I don't care. And so what I might do now is just the bits that I can see that don't have enough glue. I'm just going to slip a little bit of glue under there to make sure they stick down. Anything here, I might stick that down. It's pretty good glue, the PVA. It does stick most things down. I didn't go right to the edge there, so let's just stick it. Grab a little bit of glue, a bit more. See, that's my multiple layers, so you might have issues with that. Okay, maybe under there. Okay, right. Now we need the glue again, so we won't put it away. The next step is, that's what I was trying to avoid. Okay. The next step is you've got to measure. So basically I put my my folded, now I'm measuring for A4 pieces of paper. You'll be measuring for your, is it legal paper or letter paper? Legal paper, is it? I think ours is letter paper and yours is legal, or am I saying it the opposite way around? So basically I took a piece of folded Jarf paper, shall we call it? Yeah. And I plonked it down there, and I thought I want a bit of give around there, around the, you know, I want a bit of space around my piece of paper. So you'll have to do that if you're not using A4 paper. You'll have to adjust your measurements. You may not, but you might have to. So what I then did was this is great, this ruler, because you can line it up if you need to do straight lines and things. You line it up on the edge. It's a quilter's ruler. So then I measured, so by putting my piece of paper down, I measured 6.7 across here, a 1.5 inch spine, and then another 6.7. And then that doesn't matter because that's the flap that's coming over. Okay, so 6.7 inches, I'm talking inches, 1.5 inches, and then another 6.7 inches there. I don't normally like measuring, but in this case I needed to measure. So that's how I did that. The next thing is inside here, and here I'm going to put some pieces of cardstock. So I've already cut them because I couldn't bring my big cutter in here. I'll show you my other ones before we go on. I haven't glued them down yet, but I used this paper. I'll show you the paper pad. You can take a squiz at that while I get organized. I'm going to bring over my other pieces. Okay, so these are my other pieces. They're already glued down, and I cut one piece to go here. I did it 8.5 height. On this one it's pretty good, 8.5 height and 6.5 width. Nothing here. I'm going to put fabric there. Another one the same as the one in the front, so 6.5 width and 8.5 height. And then this one was about 3.75 width. It doesn't really matter, especially in this case, because see how this one is longer. I'm actually going to glue that around there like that piece. I didn't want to cut it off, but I'm going to glue it. Okay, so they're going to be glued down, and I better show you the cover. So this is the cover. I'll just fold this over as though it had the pages in. So that's that side, and then this, it'll, you know, as this grows, I'll just move that out of the way. As it grows, right now that folds over like that, but as it, and it's like that. But as it grows, it may fold over just that amount. It's really good because I'm going to put an eyelet in there and sari silk and just wrap it around, and that will hold it all closed. Okay, so that's how they work. So that's that one. I'll just show you the back quickly. That's the back. And then we have, this one is the same thing. This is always the Kaiser Craft paper. It's an old one, so I'm not sure if it's still available. Here, this one it's a bit taller, so I could decide to glue that up. I can decide that after. And I'm happy to leave the overflow here. And so that's the front of this one. That's the fold around, isn't it pretty? And then that's the back. And then now we're going to do the one that I stitched with you guys. So we'll glue down our pieces. Now, what I did was I had this piece, but then I had pieces left over when I cut, that's upside down. When I cut my piece of, see, this is a bit shorter. I'm not worried about that. I might decide to glue that up there and put some old paper down there. I think I'll do that. When I cut the paper, I had, so say this would have been the width of the paper. So I kept these pieces, and that's so pretty. I thought I'd use that. And then at the bottom, when I did the height, you know, the 8.75 or the 8.5, I had these pieces, so I cut them down. One's going there. I think this one I was going to put there. And then this one I thought I would put here together with this one. So I'm going to glue those in there together. So I'll need to glue this one down first, and I'll just line it up there like that. And then I'll glue this one like so. And then this one I'll glue here. And here I'm going to put some paper, and this one I'll just glue in the center. I'm not going to put any paper there. So that's going to be the inside of the flap. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll just put this over here, and what I need is a nice big piece of paper so I don't get glue everywhere, and I'll probably have to change it each one because I do make a mess. And I'm going to grab my brush and my PVA and glue. Possibly the Giotto glue stick, but I think I would use a nice stronger wet glue for this. You want it to stick. Although, you know, I have glued things with the Giotto glue stick, and honestly, it rips it. If you try and take it off, it rips everything off. So it does actually stick. But anyway, I'm not sure about on canvas, so that's why I'm going to stick with my PVA. Now I'll put that one aside. That's got glue everywhere. And I can use it, actually. I'll glue this other one down. So I put little markings on because didn't matter, because I'm going to have, you know, put fabric there. And I want to slide this up because I'm going to put something down the bottom. And that's just going to glue on there nicely, in theory. So here I might fold this piece over. And I might just glue this piece on here first before I do the other, so I can get rid of this sticky piece of paper. So in the spirit of trying to use up some of my cardstock, not that I might not, I'm not saying that I won't go and buy more, it's just I haven't been using it. And so, yeah, I use it occasionally, but not often. So I wanted to start using it, and maybe I'm tired of what I had because I'd been using the same ones for many years, and maybe it's time for maybe one new paper pad. So I'm going to kind of center that one, and that will glue there. And of course it's all wet now, so it will need to dry, and it will stiffen a bit more when it dries. I'm just going to fold that over and I can use that when I'm making some tags or something. I'm going to grab another one. I have lots of this. These were images that I didn't really like in this magazine. I only like the art, religious images, the ones that I feel like are more like art. And so there were some, you know, like in the Vatican and stuff like that. So I wasn't so interested in those. And so I just using them as glue paper. Okay, so because I love a beautiful painting, don't I? I can't help myself. I just find them beautiful, and it doesn't matter to me what the subject matter is. Oh, it does. If they're chopping someone's head off, I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to glue this one on. You have a bit of leeway with PVA too, because it takes a minute. It takes a while to dry. Okay, but that'll be a nice robust-ish cover when it's dry. I'm going to grab another piece. Good thing I have a lot of these. I do struggle when I don't have them. So I'll recap at the end of the video how I put it all together. I do like the painter's canvas as a base. It's a nice base to use. You know it's going to be strong. Obviously not good if it's overly expensive. I don't think it was very expensive, and because it's like you just buy it by the meter, and it's really wide, so you can make a lot. I've made a lot of covers out of it in the past. I've just had it sitting there collecting dust for quite a while, so I just had a flash. Okay, and we'll glue that one. And I'm just going to glue it between my two markings there, and just slide it up a bit higher, and then I will make sure it's all sticking. There we go. And that's how it's going to be. So here, then when it dries, I'll put a crease in there. Actually, I'll put my crease in now, although it's going to disappear because then I will have the fabric there. Oh, and I shouldn't be doing that because it's not stuck yet. Okay, so now all I need to do really is stick on my fabric. I'm going to have a little piece of fabric here and a little piece of fabric here. Oh no, I want to do my paper down there first. Excuse me, told lie. Okay, I know what I'm going to use. Oh, I've got to find it. I'm in a bit of a mess. I'm going to do a tidy up today. It's a tidy up day. I'm going to use some of this beautiful old falling apart paper. I'm just going to grab my ruler and take the bottom off. I'll use that in collaging, but it's had its moment. I'll collage that onto something. Don't you worry, I don't throw any of it out. And then I want to hand tear it. Okay, and I'm going to take that bit off. I'm definitely taking that bit off. I might cut there. I like the end, so I'll keep that. That's really good. So I need to take that bit off there. Doesn't matter how it tears because I'm going to be covering it. This I'm going, oh, will I use PVA on this? Yes, I will. Okay, grab back the sticky paper and I'm not trying not to put too much. I don't want it to go all crinkly. Whoops. did finish up my document journals this weekend, and I finished up my, well, almost finished up my French chateaus. So I think I'll just randomly tear a piece of this. Oh, that is so strong. I need to cut that off, because obviously this book was falling apart multiple times and it's been repaired. Just take that off. Oh, I love that font. Didn't do very good tearing down here, did I? So I finished those off, so I'll need to be contacting a few ladies. Well, the 2 document journals are spoken for, and then the French Chateau, do I have my book? I don't know if I've got my order book here. Anyway, I'll do a flip through, and I'll say who's next on my list. If they want it, let me know. If not, what else do I? Oh, then I have these ones coming on, but these will be a while, because obviously I'm not quite there yet, am I, with these? These are just at the beginning stage. There we go, I love that. Okay, so now I need to find some fabric. So I'll let you see what it looks like. That's how it's going to go. Really cool, I love that. They end up being nice, really big, chunky monkey things. Shouldn't be folding it yet because it's not dry. Right. Excuse me while I go into my fabrics. Oh, I'm thinking I might like a bit of red. I mean, I would do blue, but I always do blue, don't I? I think I'm going to go the red. So, what I will do is, I just plonk it on there, and I want it to be a little bit wider. So at that stripe, that line there, I'm going to put a snip with these bodgy scissors and rip it. And I'm hoping I'll be able to use it in one of the other ones as well, so for that part of the spine. And then I just fold it up here. Hopefully you can see. Hoping I can rip it. Yes, I can. Put that over there, because that will be good for another one. And I'm also, oh, I might use a different one. What about a different one for there? What do I have? I have lots. Do I want to go down the clashy road? I'm already a bit clashy. Do I want to do a bit more? I don't want to do another stripe. If I choose to do a different fabric, I'm not going to do another stripe. Oh, I like this one. Wendy, these fabrics are lovely that you gave me. I just love them. They're really great. They seem to be good for everything. And I only need a thinner strip there. And I'm loving the colours. You may disagree, but I like it. Oh, I do like that. So that I'll just put that in my little basket here, and then I'll be able to use it. I think this one I couldn't rip it both directions. I can't remember. So that's going to go there. Good. All right, I'm having fun. I'm really pleased. And I can't believe I got three covers stitched this week. I just can't believe it, but I obviously felt inspired. So I'm just going to paint my glue on here. I'm not going to pour it. I don't want to get too much, because now we're dealing with fabric, not paper, you know, not cardstock. I don't want it seeping through. Oops, and I've gone too far, but then I just grab a wet one and wipe that off. I don't know if you can get a sense, but I really am having a lot of fun. Normally I find these, well, no, not so much these ones, but normally I find sort of the preparatory stuff tedious, but I'm not finding this tedious at all. Loving it. There we go. So you have a nice softish spine. I'll say softish because it does stiffen, as I said, once it starts to dry. Just stick it all down. And as I said, I'm going to see how it's going. I may decide to stitch around, but I did put an exorbitant amount of glue on it. Okay, oh, I was going to say we're done, but we're not. I've got to put this one on. Let's shoot it down here, because it seems to soak in a little bit into the canvas. Oh my goodness, next month Lulu's turning 18. Oh, guys. Oh, I see lots of glue there. That's what happens. But anyway, it is what it is. And that's got plenty of glue there. And that's going to be good. And I'm loving it. I think that's so pretty. Yes. Okay, put that there. The other ones I'll glue afterwards. And we'll do a quick recap. So that, I just want to show you it folded, and then I'll leave it open to dry. So that's that. And that's the back of that one. Love it. Love the outside as well. Really nice. Okay, so basically what did I do? Measure your piece, because your finished piece may be different to my finished piece. If your finished piece is a similar size to my piece, it could be very like a tiny bit, a quarter of an inch bigger, or not even, like one notch, 1/8 of an inch bigger. No biggie. If it's smaller, then you're going to have to take a little bit off the measurements that I give you. That's what I'm saying. You have to adjust it. If it's that much bigger, you need to increase your measurements. So basically my canvas was pretty much 19 inches. My stitch piece was basically 19 inches by 9 inches. Oh no, it was 19 and a half or 19 3/4 or something like that. And then the height was 9.5 or something. I can't remember exactly. And you'll have to go back to the beginning. And then I cut a canvas slightly smaller. So for this one, I think the canvas was 19 inches by 9 inches. Okay, so I cut it that much smaller. Ideally that would be best, but you know, it's not a perfect world for me. And also my stitch piece is not straight. So yeah, I cut it smaller, the canvas, than my stitch piece, because it's going to overhang, and I'm happy with that. Then I cut my cardstock pieces, and my measurements were 6.5 by 8.5, so 6.5 by 8.5, 6.5 by 8.5, and round about 3.75 by 8.5, but yours might change. Some of them on the other ones were a bit narrower, but it didn't matter. Okay, and then I measured on my canvas. I measured 6.75. I then put my spine in, measured my spine 1.5, and then from that point there I measured 6.75, and then that I didn't need to worry about. And then I've just glued my bits on. So if you do have PVA, that is a great glue for gluing down fabric on. It's good, works on all surfaces. It says it here, there's that many surfaces that it can go on. Get a good brand, and then glue your cover on, glue your cardstock, and then glue your strips of fabric down the center, and we will be ready to go to select our pages next week, which is always fun. I like that part. And then we have to do the stitchy witchy bitch. I mean, excuse me, I meant to say the stitchy part. Something wrong with me today. So I thought I should give you an update of the lady that was screaming at me that I had stolen her money, and her message was, I can't download my file. What did she write? I can't download my file
There's something weird here. Do you even care? That was the first message I got from her in that tone. And I replied, well, I can't see any orders here because I can see on Etsy. Why don't I glue while I'm talking to you? I can see on Etsy all of your orders. So if you write me a message and you were logged in when you purchased, I can actually see your orders next to the messages on the right-hand column. I can see your latest order that you did. So I can see straight away, like if you say to me, oh, my order, because sometimes the emails from Etsy, they just don't arrive. And so, yes, it is truly a problem. And if you're using the app, I don't use the app, so I don't, because I find it very unfriendly. But I know that most of the people that can't download their files are using the app. And so I have assumed it's a very unfriendly thing. Anyway, so I said to her, I can't see your order here. What was the order number? Well, she took forever to answer me. Then she gave me an order number. I searched because I can search your orders. I can put your name in, I can put the item in, or I can put in the order number. So I put in the order number, nothing came up. So then I searched under her name and nothing came up. But that doesn't mean anything because maybe she wasn't logged in. But it would, no, well, it should show up. Anyway, so I said to her, I wrote her multiple messages saying, I've searched, I can't find anything under the order number. I searched under your name, I can't find anything. What was the item and what day did you buy it? Because I scrolled, I wasted like an hour and a half of my day on this woman. I scrolled back through the orders like 10 days. I couldn't see anything that looked remotely like her name. Maybe even a husband's name. I couldn't, they might have the same last name and I would be able to determine that was her husband and was this your order or sort of thing, So I tried my best to help her and she wrote back to me and she said, she didn't tell me what she had purchased. She just said, welcome to my world. I'm over this. You playing games with me. You've taken my money. It's come out of my account and I want my download. I want my file. And I wrote, well, what did you order? I can't find it. So that when I was waiting for her to answer, and it was all very rude. All of her messages were very rude. And I wanted to tell her to nick off, but I would never. So I tried to keep it professional and just say I was trying to help her. And I wrote back, I did say, I'm not playing games with you. I've been trying to help you all morning. And you still haven't told me what you ordered. If I have more information, I might be able to find it. And so I opened up I got Etsy to help me. And they're very good. They're very quick. You just go on the side and you ask for help. And you guys should do that. If you can't find it in the app, just open up a message conversation with Etsy. They're actually real people. They appear to be real people that answer you, and they will help you. And they've helped me before when people have sometimes payments go through, but actually it doesn't come to me. Like I didn't get it. There's a glitch through the payment process, because do remember, guys, when you place an order, you'll go through the paying part, and then you need to you'll be brought back once you go, like if you're going to use PayPal or your credit card or whatever, you'll go through all of that, and then it will come back to the Etsy page and it says complete order. So if you don't complete the order, then it doesn't come to me, and then but the money's been taken from you, but it didn't come to me because you didn't complete the order. So I was thinking possibly this had happened with this lady. So anyway, Etsy, I opened up the conversation with Etsy. I said, I have a lady telling me she's bought something from me, and I can't find the order. I gave them the order number and her name, and I said, can you find it? And they said, no, there's nothing here. She didn't buy anything from you. And I said, well, she's being very aggressive and nasty, and Etsy said to me, mark her as spam so you don't get any more messages from her, and block her. Well, I don't know what the blocking does, but I did. Anyway, and they said, and she said, we've taken note of because they can see in my shop. They can go into my shop. They can see all of my conversations. They can see everything. They can't go into the buyer's account, the lady told me, but they can go in, they can see in my account. They can see everything. So, it's pretty transparent. Then she answered me while I was chatting to the other lady, a fish pattern. And I wrote back to her and I said, well, there you go. That I said, I didn't say there you go. I said, that explains it. I don't have any fish patterns. I don't sell fish patterns. And she's like, and I said, I don't actually have any fish patterns. And so you didn't purchase it from me. And so I said, possibly you purchased it from my sister. But, you know, it was in Australia, it was 12:30 at night. So I wasn't going to ring my sister and ask her, did so-and-so buy a, you know, pattern from you? And I said, possibly you bought it from my sister. And I said to her, you just need, I said to her, write a nice, I said, I said, she's asleep at the moment. So, you know, it's midnight in Australia. So you'll just have to be patient until the morning, just so she knew that, you know, she wasn't being ignored. I said that. And I said, just write her a nice message and she'll find the order and she'll send it to you. And she wrote to me, you're a very nasty person. Oh no, and then she said to me, no, you can contact your sister. I said to her, well, I wrote back and I said, well, I'm not going to and fro between you and my sister. We're two separate shops. I said, and I gave her the link to my sister's shop so she didn't have to go and search for anything. I said, it's better that you just deal with her directly. And she wrote to me, you're a very nasty person. She said, enjoy my $4 and I'm done with your family. And off she went. And I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, what is wrong with people? So I've never actually had, I mean, this woman, I think she was reading, but she wasn't registering what she was reading. I explained to her that I didn't have my sister's, and she said, send me the file. And I said, I don't have my sister's file. It's her pattern. I don't have her pattern. I can't send it to you even if I wanted to. And I would never, because my sister needs to check that the order went through. Why should she give something that she doesn't know if it was purchased or not? And so I was just astounded by this woman. And she didn't apologize. She would not recognize. I said, you didn't buy anything from me. We're two separate shops. I don't have your money. And she wrote, enjoy my, even after I wrote, I don't have your money, she wrote, I wrote, you didn't pay me any money. I don't have your money. She wrote, enjoy my $4. So honestly, she was reading, but it wasn't connecting in her brain what she was reading. It was just the most incredible thing. And Stefano was crying, laughing. And I really wanted to say to her, look, when she said, I'm done with your family, I felt like saying, well, that's fine by me. I only like happy, positive people in my life. But I didn't. I was very nice to her. I just left it. I just didn't want it to continue. So I just, she was very unhappy, a very unhappy person from the get-go. And, you know, there's no reason to get agitated if your files don't arrive. It's not, as I said yesterday, it's not the Etsy seller not sending them to you. It's a problem with Etsy. It's Etsy that's got issues, or you're having some difficulty with your iPad or whatever you're using. So, but people always immediately assume that it's the seller being bodgy. And it's not. It's just simply not. Well, no, not on Etsy too, because remember, guys, you're protected. We're protected as sellers, but you are protected as buyers. Etsy protects the buyers. So you never need to worry. It will be sorted out. Either way, whatever happens, it will be sorted. You know, I guess, you know, a little bit more with, there are, you know, when you buy physical items, there are some sellers that won't replace it if it gets lost. I do. I'm, you know, some occasions, 5 times a year, something doesn't arrive. Maybe a bit less than that, but yeah, occasionally things don't arrive. And that's just how it is, because that's the postal system, or someone stole it or whatever. But I will always sort something out for you. And a lot of you who have not received something, you know, I'll resend it. I'll sort it out. So yeah, that's the only thing that you might have issues with, is some sellers that don't, there we go, that one's done. Don't resend if something is lost. Okay, so there you go. I told you the update of that story. The other story, there's no updating to it because I never heard back from that lady who accused me incorrectly. It's just frustrating when you know, people accuse you of evil doing and you haven't done it, and you're trying to be nice and help, and they're not listening. But I do realize in my older age that some people, there's no talking to. They're just down their path, They're going down their path, and that's the path they want to stay on. So anyway, there you go. I hope that entertained you guys. I'm loving these covers. I'm going to finish off the next one, and then I'm going to go and prepare lunch. So thank you so much for watching and listening to my story. I just thought I should update you because it was actually quite what was comical and not comical, that she didn't even purchase anything from me. Not even from, wrong shop, lady. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.